This is the grave of Everett Douglas Brown and his wife Pat, who is still living. Doug Brown was one of the consummate voices of WI Public Radio. A number of years ago, I would listen to Doug in the book club, which he did on WOI Radio. I would listen to the book club with my father on lots of road trips within the listening area. I remember them listening to the book club on our way home at night. Doug's voice was so peaceful. He was such a kind man. I had the pleasure of writing a letter to Pat Brown a number of years ago expressing my appreciation for Doug's contributions to public radio and the listening public as far as enriching our lives. And I wrote this in honor of Doug. A postulate paragon in the annals of humanity for Doug Brown, Everett Douglas Brown. He was the same age as my father, Don Irving, when he passed away. Both were 66. Dad died in 2004, and Doug died in 2002. Every one of us is, in the cosmic perspective, precious. If a human disagrees with you, let him live. In 100 billion galaxies, you will not find another. That is from Carl Sagan. Silence is language all its own, whose communication is precious, while both intellectually and emotionally contemplative. Music, monologues, or dialogues are the mediators and translators of the silence between two people, the compound in fellowship. For Doug Brown was such a compound for the fellowship of father and son, for my father and his son being me. My father could interpret and reiterate every word he had heard and every word he said, specifically what Doug had said and read. I, on the other hand, could merely express how what Doug read and said made me feel. Oh, what a comfort it was for him to make peace of the vast world that surrounded me, especially the battlefield of adolescence and a prideful humanity. He had a voice so smooth with delicate precision, like spreading caviar on a watercress cracker, as I can only imagine such a comparison as this. Any reading or spoken word of his, heard at night on a long drive home, was like the comfort of having a fireplace beside you, warm tea in your belly, and the soft warmth of man's best friend as he sighs while asleep at your feet. Dear Doug and Dad, you are the antidotes to the poison and the pain of the macho masculinity that was thick like an ego smog and in many surroundings throughout my life. The natural sincerity of each of you and your being was a hope for me of what I longed for in reality. For who you were and always will be, there will always be hope within me for the rest of humanity.